Hey everybody, how are you doing? It's 11:35. I'm on earlier than I was the other night, which I'm actually quite pleased about. And the title's different. The title is, it's like, oh, and I get this like tag. It says "Watch live now." Zennie62 Oakland News now. I get announced. That doesn't happen all the time. It happens sometime, right? It doesn't happen all the time. It's supposed to happen all the time. At least I think it is. Um, I was going to start even earlier, but there's a reason I didn't. I've been working on different things today. I didn't get to sleep until 4 in the morning, uh, and I was trying to calibrate. I have this, as some of you may know, a new social media section, but like most things, it's buggy, and the bug comes in, I think, when you add more bells and whistles. Like, for example, a chat room or chat or a provision to add photos and all that weighs on your database. You get this occasional little hiccup, and this hiccup can be fixed if the plugin is fixed. And fortunately, I'm in what seems to be a constant dialogue with one of the people working on this particular plugin I'm using, and they are receptive. And then I sometimes I just want to dig into the plugin code myself and take a good old fashioned college whack at it. But I don't have access to their plugin like that, right? It's not open source, okay? At least no. Last time I checked, it's not completely. No, it is open source, but only for some people. It's funny how open source means different things to different people. To me, open source. I come from old school, and open source means you can get at it and I can get at it, right? But hey, look, some people don't swing that way. They swing toward the limited open source idea, where only certain people can get in, but of that group, everybody can get in. Now, if that group happens to be three people, anyway, I was moving around, messing around with that thing, and then it's gonna get resolved. Mainly, it's a performance issue that has to do with making a certain person happy, let alone, namely moi. And then the other thing I was doing that more pertains to things that you're interested in is I'm going to the Falcons game. I'm going to my first Atlanta Falcons game in Mercedes-Benz Dome. I started to apply for a press credential, but I kind of missed the deadline. I didn't think I was going to be here. My schedule's been topsy-turvy. Uh, been here helping mom. Haven't been back to the Bay Area in some time. Missing a bunch of earthquakes. Mail's piling up. But here is home, where I'm supposed to be for mom, and doing what I'm supposed to do for her, right? So here I am. And then I thought, wait a minute, I can just buy a ticket. So I bought a ticket. Now, why is this particular Rams game? Oh, I gave it away. I gave it away. Why is this particular Atlanta Falcons home game so important for me to go to? Well, first of all, they're at home and I'm here. Second, I figured, uh, I was going to go last time and it didn't work out. There's always an excuse, right? I thought, screw the excuses, get the ticket. But I was spurred by something that Rob Ivan just popped up about Jalen Ramsey. And at first I thought, oh, Jalen Ramsey, that's good for the Rams, I guess. But he's not going to start this Sunday, is he? And then the news I got from the news, that news is, well, the Falcons say he apparently, yeah, I didn't double check them yet. I've been busy, okay? And, sometimes you like to sit back and trust, right? But Jalen Ramsey is, as Rob Iman so very correctly uh, pointed out, is a desperation move because the Rams gave up they gave up two first round picks for him, right? And then I'm looking at Rob Iman's pop out chat here. I'm looking at Rob's Iman's comment where it reads, Rams made desperation move by trading for Ramsey. And that will be the focus of my on-site video blog from Mercedes-Benz Dome at the game. I got my tickets, man. I'm excited because I've never been to the new stadium. I've analyzed the finances, written about it, blogged about it, vlogged about it, right? But to go in and just, be a media dude there without a credential. And yeah, look, frankly speaking, the best type of way for modern media people to tell something is to get out of the press box, talk with the people, and explain what you see. Okay? Explain what you see, okay? So that's the idea. But anyway, Rob says he's not worth the price of 2 first rounders. I don't know. Because, look, the Rams got rid of Marcus Peters, right? And Marcus was getting burnt. Not burned, burnt. Burnt. As they say on the street, he's getting burnt. Like, flaming, butt-ass burnt. Just, whoo, okay? I mean, it was to the point where he was starting to cry. I remember against the Bucks, it was like, okay, is this game? It's the Bucks. I'm serious. He had that kind of expression on his face. You think I'm kidding? You look at NFL Game Pass and look at the replays, okay? But I'm going. I'm so excited. Woo! Yeah, baby, yeah. Rob Iman says the Rams are retooling on the fly. They are. But you know what? So you would say, with all that, why did I start out talking about Jennifer Aniston? And I'll tell you why. First of all, her being on Instagram is a big deal. And it's a big deal for all the reasons why you don't think it's a big deal. First of all, she's 40. Hold on a second. Hey, Google, how old is Jennifer Aniston?
Jennifer Aniston is 50 years old.
She's 7 years younger than me? Hey, Google, Jennifer Aniston is 7 years younger than me?
Sorry, I'm not sure how to help with that.
Thanks. Anyway, hey, Google, do you know how old I am?
I couldn't verify your voice, so I can't help with that. You can try again, or check the voice match settings in the Google Home app.
I set it up for my mom, not for me. Whatever. I was just futzing around, but Google made my point for me. Jennifer Aniston is 50. And so you have a 50-year-old who's a big star. And then you wonder, okay, she's a big star, but what's going to happen when she goes over to Instagram? I'm thinking, I know damn well what's going to happen. Boom! She got 10 million followers. I'm one of them, okay? Within a day. I mean, to put things in perspective, when Charlie Sheen joined Twitter, he got 1 million followers in one day, and that was considered a record. She got 10 million in one day. Now, that's got to be a record. That has got to be a social media record. To get 10 million followers on any platform in one day. One day. And I'm one of them, okay? And so I mention her because it is a sign of, in a sense, a shift in a way. And I think a very sad one in terms of social media, in that Instagram doesn't tell you as much as Facebook does about anything. Instagram is a bunch of photographs of hot women, if you swing that way, okay? Or the opposite, or crazy stuff, all right? But it's not the place you go to get your news or to get substantive content or stuff about people, about, events and all that. I'm sure it'll change, maybe, but it doesn't say much about our society that we are drawn to a place that's also owned by Facebook. Keep that in mind. It's also owned by Facebook, all right? Basically, Facebook rules the world now. You realize that, outside of YouTube. And YouTube rules the 14-year-olders. It seems because people like me, it's like we're just getting whatever views we can, manipulating. YouTube is manipulating the system. But for Jennifer Aniston to move over there is a seismic social media demographic celebrity shift. It really is. It shows that Instagram is truly mainstream, and I think the people, the Facebook people knew it. And it means that social media in that form is here to stay for a while until somebody builds the better Instagram. We're all trying. All right, so let me put it this way. If Derek Carr were to not be on Instagram and then announced he was moving to Instagram, he wouldn't get 10 million followers. The only person in the NFL that might get that many followers is, if he wasn't on, is Tom Brady. Derek Carr would get like 2 million, but I don't think he'd get 2 million by the end of the day. I think by the end of the day, he'd get like 500,000, okay? Antonio Brown would probably get 1 million or 2 million by that, all right? Maybe a little bit more. But 10 million in one day? Woo! All right. Okay, so it's a big deal. So now we shift to a very unfortunate story of some bad news, and I didn't put the news in the title deliberately, because on YouTube, if you put something like that in a video and you're not like, I'm at the 40-something thousand subscriber level. Anyway, we go out and bought a ton of subscribers, contrary to the belief of some. Sorry, but you might want to look at Justin Bieber, who's bought millions of subscribers. It's true. Maybe I should do that just to catch up with the Joneses. Maybe I should do what KPIX Channel 5 has done. I'm just saying, okay? But the whole point is I haven't done it. And I say it all that way because if I talk about what he did, which I can say domestic violence, it'll come out in the text, but it don't be like the dominant thing. Trent Brown's ex-girlfriend, the mother of his child. I refuse to use that street term that initials have BM, okay? Trent Brown, I'm going to read to you this because I think it's quite sad, and I hope that it is the case that, it's not true. But then on the other hand, who's going to say, oh, yeah, I did it, right? But Raiders offensive tackle Trent Brown accused of repeated domestic violence in lawsuit. That's ESPN. Then Raiders offensive tackle Trent Brown sued for alleged domestic violence, which is the proper way, alleged. He said he didn't do it. All right. I mean, this is all over. This is the classic. Some of you are not going to like my saying this, but it's true. This is like classic red meat for white media. That is the black guy that plays football that did something wrong. Oh my God. Oh, we got all right about it. Serious. Okay. Now, that does not to say that what he is accused of doing isn't terrible, because it is. It is. And my question, the question I have is, first of all, I have several. I have many. What the heck is he doing? Fathering a child by a woman and then not marrying her. Okay? Now, I don't care that it's, a normal thing today. It's a wrong normal thing. All right? It's a wrong normal thing, in my view. Because if you bring a kid into the world, marry the woman, stay with them. If things don't work out, hey, then you get a divorce. But stay together for the kid. But you have a lot of fellas his age or younger who just going around planting their seeds and not and not marrying the woman that they did. All right. And 32 Cents is so glad the Raiders were not foolish enough to pay that kind of price for JR. Um, yeah. I sorry I had to shift gears because I was talking about Trent Brown. But yeah, but Trent Brown, let me read this one from Bleacher Report. I picked Bleacher Report because it used the term alleged, which means we tend to forget that in this society where people are accustomed to posting things about other people on two-dimensional, seemingly physical constructs. You have to remember that in point of actual fact, these web pages don't exist. I mean, you can make them exist. You can turn them from pixels to paper, right? That's what printouts are for. But in reality, they don't have any weight to them in the sense that we are taught to think about weight or thickness, right? It's cyber weight and it's cyber thickness. We tend to forget that. But so what it reads here is that, and I want to thank Mike Chari of Bleacher Report for using the term alleged because we don't know if he actually did it. A civil lawsuit on behalf of Diora Martet Sanders was filed against Oakland Raiders offensive tackle Trent Brown in a California court Monday, alleging that he physically assaulted her on multiple occasions. Think about that. The Raiders got two guys. Yeah, Antonio Brown, the Browns. And someone the other day had made a video with Derek Carr in it talking about which Brown he preferred. And there was something in the back of my mind thinking, I don't think that was a very nice thing to do. Now I can say that was a very stupid thing to do because you got two Browns with issues. Not one, but two. All right? So choose, it's old saying. It reminds me of, what was it? Oh, yes. It reminds me of a line from Goldfinger. If you've never seen James Bond's Goldfinger, you must see it. You must see it. Where Gert Fromm, who played Goldfinger, played Auric Goldfinger, Gert Fromm, said he has Bond, kind of spread eagle on this floor, and Bond is in this position like, like a bondage position, like, right? Laser's about to cut him in half, okay? And Sean Connery says, so, do you expect me to talk? And Goldfinger says, no, Mr. Bond, I expect you to die. Okay? And he says, I know. He says, well, if you kill me, then 008 will replace me. And he says, I'm sure he'll feel better than you. Or words to that effect. And then Goldfinger says the term that is equal to my point right now. Choose your next witticism, Bond. Excuse me. Choose your next witticism carefully, Mr. Bond. It may be your last. And that is why you don't go around making statements comparing one Brown to the other. Yes, it took me a long time to get from there to there, but I love the journey. I'm a Bond fan. I'm a big Bond fan. Not a huge, not that big. Like, how big is, well, whatever, okay. My point is, let me finish reading this. According to Pro Football Talk's Mike Florio, Marzette Sanders said Brown, quote, and this is something, another momentary aside. Mike Florio has made his bones on posting about this sort of thing about, well, frankly, black athletes in trouble in the NFL. I got after him about that years ago. Maybe I should turn around and do it myself, In other words, who cares? Life is getting short. If these guys are going to get in trouble and they're athletes, report it, right? Just saying that makes me feel slimy. So, no. I'm sorry. No, I'll stick to my guns. Damn it. I will bend society to my will. Anyway, okay. According to Pro Football Talk's Mike Florio, Marzette Sanders said Brown, quote, slapped her across the face. leaving her mouth bloody and her face bruised, left her bruised, bloodied, and battered on numerous occasions and told her he would shoot her blank in the blanking head. Wow. Brown tweeted a brief statement on the lawsuit Wednesday. Tweet? Forget giving money. Hey, look, you're watching this, you're an athlete, and tell you something. Forget Twitter. If you're going to make a statement, get on YouTube, make your statement, put it in writing, make sure that everybody can see it so that it becomes dominant. Why? Because you don't own Twitter, and what Twitter puts out there is not easily findable on every single search engine. You want to make sure everything is web portable. That means it can go from here, Google, to there, Bing, to over there, which would be Yahoo and DuckDuckGo and all the other search engines. You want to make sure it's web portable so that your news travels faster than somebody else just putting out something on Twitter. Make sure you put it on Reddit too. You know what I mean? It's just stupid. Anyway, I'm sorry. He should have put it on my blog. All right. Brown tweeted. Oh, it drives me nuts. I can't even get past that. Brown tweeted a brief statement on the lawsuit Wednesday. Quote, I am aware that my ex-girlfriend has filed a civil suit against me. I deny the claims. They are false. I believe in the court system where I will clear my name. I will not be making any further comment at this time. Wow. Well, you know what? He handled that a lot better than Antonio Brown did, didn't he? Antonio Brown just went off. Made statements and texts and stuff he shouldn't have done. Talked to people who were reporters he didn't know and all this. Brown just put it out one little, that's it. Brown is in the midst of his first season with the Raiders after signing a 4-year, $66 million contract during the offseason. Marzette Sanders also said that Brown, all this stuff I feel bad about reading because this wasn't the focus of a police report. Okay? So my point is, as horrible as all this is, why wasn't Trent Brown arrested? Okay? That's the question. As horrible as all this is, why wasn't Trent Brown arrested? Now, I have to admit, I didn't look. I can simply go to my webpage now, open up and type Trent Brown, right? Trent Brown, and then arrested. Arrested, okay? And hit return and then wait. And it says nothing. It says he was sued for domestic violence. It has nothing about Brown being arrested at any time at all. Okay? At all. In fact, do you want to know where the word arrested comes up in a search for Trent Brown? This is the first, let me read to you the first snippet I saw that included the word arrested. Former Patriot Trent Brown sued for domestic violence. That's the headline. And it's /the, all right? As in the Boston Globe. 15 hours ago, the plaintiff alleges Brown left her bruised, bloodied, and battered on multiple occasions. Oakland Raiders offensive tackle Trent Brown has been sued in ... Another man is arrested in an investigation of Giuliani Associates. That's what it says. And not only there, okay? Listen to this, all right? Massive tackle Trent Brown has been a big hit with Patriots, okay? And then it's like blah, 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 blah. 2 Florida businessmen tied to Giuliani arrested. Campaign violence violations. Okay? In other words, my point is this. Trent Brown was never arrested for this. So for the media to force, for that media to force you and me, and I'm media too, but I feel like I'm at war with the media, such as it is. But for people to put out the contents of a civil lawsuit as if it's gospel and not something that has went through a proper law enforcement cleaning or adjudication process is, to me, is irresponsible. No, it's not. It's just, it does not even matter to me. I'll fight anybody who says it's not. It's irresponsible. It really is irresponsible to do that. Because we don't know. Why weren't the police called? All right? And Rob Biden says, I'm tired of people libeling NFL players. I'll be more blunt. I am tired of black NFL players getting into just ridiculous female relationships. Somebody's got to screen the women these brothers hang out with. All right. And I say that as a man whose cousin Fred Lane Jr. was shot by his wife, and everybody in the family that knew this person, Deidre, told Fred Jr. not to be with that woman. Okay? But did he listen? No, he got married to her. Then she made it look like he did domestic violence, and he didn't. She shot him and tried to take his money, and then she was arrested trying to rob a bank on top of that. All right? So I'm sorry, I have emotional skin in this game. Okay? And I remember talking to Fred Jr. I was trying to bring Super Bowl to Oakland, and we vowed we were going to get together after I was done. And that didn't happen. All right? So I say this, all right? There's a lot of irresponsible behavior that goes on, and the media, mostly white, does this stuff. And I say mostly because you have, some, I think one or two, because that's all there is, black media people who are writing this stuff too. But they're working for somebody else rather than owning their own platform. There's only one that I know that bucks that trend other than me. And I'm not going to, and that's Black Sports Online, who kind of puts this stuff out sensationally. And he's cold in a way I'm not. I'm sorry. Okay. I refuse to tackle these things as he does. He's trying to me, what he does, it further advances institutional racism. When you as a black person take your media organization and you throw up the worst about black folks and you're black, all right, rather than using your power to tell good stories about black folks, that's wrong. That's advancing institutional racism. Okay? And the only way we're going to get rid of racism as African Americans is to start insisting, not saying, "Oh yeah, well that's the way it is." Heck with that. Change it. You got to get mad. If you ask me, you have a lot of people not mad enough. When I say get mad, I don't mean get mad in that street level way where, people are running around doing stupid things. I mean get mad in a technical way. Build your own platforms, learn how to code, all right? And do not fear putting out your message first. Play hardball. Because this stuff's ridiculous. Okay? They didn't even do that in the case of Measure AA. You didn't have all these people, "Oh, well, we think Measure AA we know it's going to lose. We know it's going to win." You didn't have people guessing what was going to happen in court. They waited. Why can't you do that in the case of Trent Brown? Wait. Just say, "Hey, man, we don't know. This is alleged." Look at how Reuben Foster was treated. This happened twice within a year. You realize that the media did this twice within a year? His girlfriend accuses him of, violating her, violence against her. It turned out she admitted in court she made the stuff up. Then after court, she goes back to him and puts him in a position where, hey, you know what? What he should have done was call the police and had her arrested. But for whatever reason, he didn't want to do that. Okay? Maybe he thought she was getting better. Or maybe it was as it turned out, she was making up a lot of that too. A lot of these guys get a hold of some bad characters. And no one wants to talk about that. Okay? You want to talk? They want to talk about it if it's a black man, and you have a number of people in different walks of life who are in the media. If a black guy does something good and they're in the media, they won't report it. But they'll just sort of hang around waiting for that person to do bad thing, one thing bad. That person could, donate to charity here, there, everywhere. They'll blithely ignore all that. But when it comes to something that the person didn't do, they were accused of doing, it gets out there. And God forbid the people who are writing that will want to be treated the same way. Oh, they have a baby or 3. Okay? That's wrong. And then they turn around and they wonder why journalism is dying, because at the end of the day, people do not want to be, have their day ruined with bad information about people all the time. They would like for the media to report something that makes them feel good. That's just human nature. After a while, you're going to say, gee, I'm tired of this, man. All right. The 26-year-old Brown, I'm reading here, entered the NFL as a 7th-round pick out of Florida in 2015. He spent 3 years with the San Francisco 49ers before getting traded to the New England Patriots. All right, Brown has appeared in 50. We know all that. Blah, 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 blah. Okay, and that's it. That's it. Okay. Okay. But having said that, I will say this. Clearly, there's some particular reason why he's not in that relationship. And I think one of you asked a question that I thought was good, and you asked, and I didn't get a chance to get to it. I'm gonna go to it right. Ooh, who is that? Now. Yeah. Let's see here. Well, Rob Iman. Rob asks, will Brown be placed on paid leave? Well, why should he? He hasn't done anything. Okay. No one knows anything. I don't have the court dockets. I'm not going to go and grab them. Okay. So what on me? Hey, Rob, why would he be placed? Let me ask you. Why do you think, or do you think he should be placed on based? Do you think he should be placed on paid leave based purely on an accusation? Because to do so, as I read the action, says, hey, look, we think that you did something wrong. Which completely throws the idea of innocent until proven guilty out the window. All right? So, Rob, I'm asking you, what do you think should happen? How would you, as the general manager for the Oakland Raiders and the head coach, how would you handle it? Let me ask you. As usual, silence. So no one wants to tackle the hard question, right? Eric Young, what do you think? Roland Dubs, you got an opinion? What do you think? Anybody got an opinion? You're just sort of sitting out there twiddling your thumbs. Or texting. Roland Dubs says suspend him until proven innocent. See, I disagree. Because here's why. Because you automatically send out the message to anybody that might issue a false claim that they can get a person in trouble just like that. Okay? Here's what I mean. I don't know what to think about the Trent Brown situation other than it sounds horrible. It really does. But it is also a civil lawsuit. No police were involved. Now, if the police were involved, I would say yes. If it was a police investigation, yes. Okay? Roland Dub says pay him though. See, I say this. If it's a police investigation where the police have probable cause to believe something went wrong, yes. There's no police investigation here. Okay? When the police step in, and let's think about the process, all right? If the police step in, what does it mean? It means that they have probable belief that a crime may have been committed, so they start investigating. But what happens to that investigation? The police don't file the charges ultimately. It's the county district attorney or it's a district attorney for the jurisdiction that files the charges. Okay? But the minute you get the police involved in an investigation, it points an arrow to the district attorney. That's a different line than a civil lawsuit. Right now, he is here. He is not there. What I don't like about this sort of reporting is it causes the layperson, like yourself, to confuse the two. John Acala says, hell no. Suspend him if they can prove he's guilty. You never know if she made this up, she can get some money. Right, I say, and see, John Acala is saying what I'm saying in a slightly different way. He's saying, if they prove he's guilty, then suspend him. But right now, no one's proven anything. Okay? Except maybe that he's somehow did something that was stupid enough to create this situation. What I look at is, look, if it is true, and obviously it is that she was the mother of his child, that's a big red flag right there. And he's not with her. He is an ex-girlfriend, dude. That alone bothers me. That alone bothers me. It's like, what are you doing? You know? Why do that? There's a lot of that in this society. Okay. How many of you saw Joker? Just asking. How many of you saw Joker? I saw Joker. We have 3 reviews on it. By a show of thumbs up or hands, or how many people here saw Joker? Or yes, just say yeah, you saw it, or why, or whatever, or no. Anyone? Joker? Anyone see Joker? No one saw Joker. Wow. I find that hard to believe. John Acala, you didn't see it? Wow. Well, you all are family people, though. You know, busy, kids, work. I get it. I also wouldn't take my kid to see Joker, but I saw people who did. All right, I'll get to my point. Joker was under the impression he had a normal mother. Turned out he didn't. He was adopted. He doesn't even know who his parents are. Okay? He had the epitome of a screwed up life. When I'm thinking about when I hear that Trent Brown's fathered this child and then refers to the woman as an ex-girlfriend, I'm feeling sorry for the kid. All right? I'm feeling sorry for the kid. Okay? Now, did she have the kid to hold on to him? That happens a lot, but that doesn't give him a justification, in any way. John Acala says, but I'm hearing a lot of good reviews about Joker, so I may go see it. You see it once. I can only stomach it once myself. That was it. Wow. Somebody on Jimmy Kimmel has showing some. I don't know. Who is this actress? I don't know who is this. Hold on a second. Let me freeze frame this and show you what I'm talking about. She's ooh. Oh. Okay, hold on a second. Anybody know who that is? I'm about to put on the info and find out. Maybe I'll put on who is that? Who is that? I don't know. Let's see here. Info. June Diane Raphael. Ed Helms, I know who he is. And then June Diane Raphael. Okay. June Diane Raphael is wow, yeah, she's pretty good looking there. Wow. Okay. I just had to get in the editorial comment. Oh, and folks, it's freeze frame. I didn't show any movement. You can't call CBS and say, hey, hey, hey. Forget it. All right. Didn't do any of that. No movement, no audio. Strict commentary. All right. June Diane Raphael's it's pretty hot. I think. Okay. I think. Yeah. All right. Okay, so moving along, we have the Oakland A's. And I got a statement the other day regarding, well, I'll just read you the statement. How's that? Hold on a second. Okay. Goes like this. Let's see here. Hey, it will not. Wait a minute. Come on. I'm waiting. All right. Okay. What are we doing here? What are we doing here? What are you doing here? That's what we're doing. Has anyone seen Ad Astra, by the way? Just asking. You say, what am I doing? You'll hear. You'll hear. All right. Let's see here. Let's see here. Let's see here. Let's see here. What was I doing? Ah, of course. Got it. All right. Yes, Joseph, I do. Hey, Joseph, when are you going to do a live stream? Hello? Because he did a great one, but let's see. Vinny's done a bunch of them already. Jessica did one. We're waiting for you to do a live stream again, man. All right. Okay, all right. This comes from the news from the city of Oakland. Joint statement. It was really short. Joint statement from Mayor Libby Schaaf, Council President Rebecca Kaplan, and Vice Mayor Larry Reed, Oakland, California. And I quote. Heck, let me show it to you, okay? Hold on a second. All right. The city is committed to keeping the A's rooted in Oakland. We remain committed to working together with the county and the A's to address the lawsuit and to negotiate a path forward for the Coliseum property that is financially responsible, benefits the city residents, I should say benefits city residents, and is in the public interest. Okay, so that's that. And I think that came up because there were calls for people, oh, drop the lawsuit, or else, right? But I think people who say drop the lawsuit don't quite understand how we got here. And but all that stuff aside, let me explain why I say that this is now, to me, not as much to do as I thought it was before I saw what I'm about to tell you I saw. Let me show you what I should. Let me show you. This is visual, right? Instead of telling you, if I show you, okay, it'll make sense, right? I think. All right. Let me scroll down here. Up and up and down. Up. Keep scrolling. There. Found it. Okay. This, what you're about to see, all right, is from the meeting of the Bay Conservation and Development Commission, September 27th, 2019. All right, let me show you what this is, folks. Okay. This is the design review board members. Okay. Project proponents. Hey, Pam Kershaw's still around. Richard Sinkoff, Port of Oakland, Dave Cavall. I used to work with her. Used to work with him too. Know him. Michael Kuykendall, Leon Roast, Bjark Ingles Group, design consultant, Richard Kennedy, James Corner, field operations. Try muffin. Okay. Now, let me go all the way down rather than have you read all this, semi-technical verbiage. All right. Let me go all the way down here. Oh, I was looking for the exhibits. I thought this came with those exhibits. Maybe it didn't. Doggone it. Let me try something else here. Okay. Let me try something else here because that was the PDF, right? And what I thought I had downloaded were the photographs from the meeting. The photographs of the meeting of the ballpark were just knock your socks off incredible. Just incredible, okay? And there are new angles that many people haven't seen before. I was just simply going to take them out of this document and then expand out and make a new post, all right? But for some particular reason, that's not happening there. And it may very well be that I grabbed the wrong email, which would be par for my course. Hold on a second. Let me go back here. And content special code. Nope. And yeah, I'm just going to have to make the post, mainly because it didn't come out the way that I thought it was going to come out. But my point is that the A's rolled out an incredibly new set of drawings that showed this great plaza, this circular plaza, and how the ballpark itself radiates out and becomes this grid system that then fits into the grid fabric of Oakland. When I say grid, I mean streets in a square pattern. That is the case in Jack London. Right now, that grid doesn't extend all the way to the waterfront, but in the configuration that was presented, it does. Which means the A's are planning to build a ballpark that is in context with its surroundings and yet enhances its surroundings. It's very exciting. Very exciting. And for the A's to spend that much time with that tells me they intend. They haven't given up. They intend to move. They more than intend to move this forward. They are moving this forward, and they want the Coliseum as insurance for the amount of money they need to make this exciting project happen. I mean, I get it, okay? I get what they're trying to do. And I say in this instance, I'm not speaking in disconnect with council members like Rebecca Kaplan. I'm speaking in a sense for them, but I think with a less hard edge than Rebecca. Make absolutely certain the Athletics build something at the Coliseum that the community wants. I'll tell you one issue I do have, though. I don't like the stadium being torn down because I believe it takes away from our ability to bring back football, potentially NFL football, okay? That stadium is history. It's a shrine. To tear it down, to just get rid of it, and you keep the media but get rid of the stadium? Why do that? Okay? You don't have to, because look, they're not going to build on the stadium grounds. They wanted to build this some sort of kind of, glorified ball field, right? No, I say keep the stadium or set up a plan for the expansion of sports at that area and convention space. That's what Kaplan is talking about, and I think she's right on. That's what gave rise to the lawsuit. We were supposed to do that, but we sort of let the A's, we let the A's go too far there. But at Howard Terminal, the A's have a grand, outstanding plan. They really do. And more people need to see it, and I'm going to help get the word out about it. It's a thing of beauty what they propose, the athletics at Howard Terminal, is nothing short of a thing of beauty. It is nothing short. Nothing. Okay? Nothing. So, like tonight, I noticed that maybe it's either because I'm early or whatever, but, Eric Young says tearing down the Coliseum was a terrible idea. Whose idea was that? The A's. That was the A's idea. Okay? Don't believe me? Take a look, all right? Take a look. Oakland Athletics new ball. Let me just Coliseum. Oakland Athletics Coliseum. There, okay. And images. What? How about Oakland Athletics Coliseum plan? Boom. Boom. There it is, okay? And that would be close right here. There, you see? That land. You see how much of this land isn't used? All right? The Coliseum City Plan called for all of this to be used, not grass. The A's, by their own admission, put this out here as a placeholder. But this, no. No. And what's there right now? You have BART coming over here, and there's no BART way or anything. There's nothing, all right? Okay? That's their idea, all right? So, that I don't like. What do you think the A's will do if the stadium isn't torn down? Will they give up on building Howard Terminal? Well, they shouldn't because, it's a good question, John Acala, but they shouldn't because the stadium, there's no, look, what they're building there is not a money generator. Let's face it, what they're proposing. So why tear down something that has been a money generator for something that is not? And to me, you know what it makes me feel like? It makes me feel like, oh, by the way, see Magnum PI on Fridays. Great program. It makes me think that that the Athletics want to make absolutely certain that football doesn't come back. Or if it does, it doesn't do so in a way that's easy. All right? As opposed to having a plan for the reuse of that land for football, for multi-purpose. So instead, the A's are saying, we only want you to think about baseball there and at Howard Terminal. Oh, come on, all right? All right? And Eric Young writes, because of that, he says powerfully, because of that, Eric Young writes, because of that, I hate the A's, says Eric Young. That's what he writes here. I'm not saying that myself. That's what Eric is saying. Because of that, I hate the A's. It's bad enough we lose the Raiders, and now this? I don't like baseball anyway. And that's what, what I have, the issue that I have with the Athletics is rather than making it easy on the community, they seem to find these new ways to make it difficult for people to universally accept their plan. And so I'm thinking, why do that? You got a great opportunity to make everybody happy. You have a great opportunity to address some very tough problems. terms of homelessness. Why not do that? And they're not doing that. And then they'll say, well, we're not in the housing business. Well, yes, you are. Okay. Hey, everybody, welcome to Zennie62. All right. So I agree with you, Eric. I am not down. Okay. With what they've put out there. Okay. I'm also vexed about this whole deal where I can't seem to find that BCDC thing. I had it. Let's see, streaming, show full history. Okay, Oakland Athletics. Let's see here. Sent mail, Oakland Athletics Coliseum. Oh, that burns me up. News from the city of Oakland. Expand that out. Won't let me expand much. Oh, there it is. Journal accounts. Sign in. News joint statement. A story you posted. No subject. Wait a minute. I did find it. Hold on. Okay. 1 through 10. BCDC Gore. Oh, our terminal. Let me try this. I'm determined to find this. Okay. Commission meeting is upcoming. Public workshop. Move this. Zach Wasserman's the chair. Oh boy. I should get Zach Wasserman on here to talk about that. I think I'll do that. Or as my friend John Russo used to call him, Zacka Potatoes. When I say used to, still calls him that. Public meetings. Let's see your commission. Design review. Meetings, material. All right, where are we? Go down to, what was that? September 29th, right? Or is it 19th? September, it's October. Let's check design review, okay? I think I hit the wrong tab. Commission meetings. Home public meetings, commission meetings, design review board. It was design review. All right. Try that again. Or as the Squire of Gothos would say, let's have at it again. That's for you Star Trek fans out there. All right. Bay Metro Center cancels. Oh, they didn't have this right. Okay. Agenda meeting minutes. Bay Metro Center. Oh, here. Oakland. I got it. I found it. First pre-application review, but they didn't have the photographs in here. Oh, that was Exhibit 8. Okay. Oh, that chafes my hide. It just chafes my hide. Let me move your quick. I mean, I can't. It's not here. I thought for sure they put the photographs in here. I know I checked before, but doggone it. It's, all right. Somehow they took those dang things out. At any rate. You gotta see it. Let me get back to your comments. Pop out. All right. Maybe the XFL could expand the Coliseum in the future, but would prefer an expansion NFL team. Well, Eric Young says, trust me, the A still being here in Oakland is nothing even close to consolation. I understand. Hey, John, though, no. John says maybe the XFL can expand. Do you know who? You don't read Oakland News Now like you should, right? Because if you read Oakland News Now like you should, okay, this is what you would find if you read my blog on a regular basis. OaklandNewsNow.com. OaklandNewsNow.com. You know what you would do if you went there, right? This is my beautiful blog. And you typed in the search right here, okay? XFL L, okay, and just hit return and then wait, okay, and this is what you would find. Scroll down, search results. XFL team city's name, Oakland A's schedule keeps spring football out of the Coliseum. Okay? Oakland Coliseum can't do XFL football because of Oakland A's scheduling. All right? So, guess who stood in the way? Right? So, if you're going to say to me, hey, let's wait until the A's vacate, right? Okay. Let's wait until the A's vacate and go to Howard Terminal, and then you say, let's go to football, right? Oh, okay, fine. So they turn around, they destroy the stadium. What's that about? Okay? Somebody needs to make an issue of that. Moi, all right? Eric Young says, the goddamn A's. Hey, you're beginning to sound like Mark Davis, which alleged to have acted, okay? But you see what I'm getting at? I mean, in the words of, was it Bill Withers who said, ain't that a blah? Somebody doing something slick. Here they are. Oh, boy. Got me wondering which is which. Makes me so mad, I just want to dig a ditch. Ain't that a... You get the idea. So, So that's the issue with the A's. And that's why when the lawsuit was filed, and it was Kaplan that spearheaded it, and Barbara Parker backed it, I said, yeah, Johnny Guitar Watson, thank you. I said, hey, you know what? I gotta tell you. At first, I was a little bothered by it, but then I understood. And because what got me was no one was blaming the A's. It was, oh, it's the city's fault. And I get tired of this knee-jerk thinking, right? Okay? Fortunately, there are the Eric Youngs of the world out there who say, hey, the A's got to start acting right. They do. And the commissioner of baseball says, we'll just send them to Vegas. Okay. Hey, you know what? Everybody wants to try to send something to Vegas. Fine. Because if I'm mayor of Oakland, and I'm in that situation, you know what I'm thinking? Rebuild. I'm thinking no one's going to tell us that our future is a future without sports. I'm going to fix it. I'm going to figure out a way to fix that, even if we have to invest in establishing our own league, our own sports leagues. Even if we have to combat the NBA and the Golden State Warriors for the right to have an expansion franchise. Okay? Which means we'd have to do it the smart way. Don't go to court first. We get our plan, our investors together, and then we do our politicking within the league, and we impress upon them that the Bay Area can hold and support not one but two NBA teams. And then we impress upon them how much greater for NBA popularity and total franchise value. Holy shit, I got a great idea. That's it. A second team in Oakland. A second team in the Bay Area. A second NBA team. But I'm going to do it from the numbers standpoint. I'm going to show why it makes numerical sense for the NBA to have another team in the Bay Area and in Oakland. That's the way I'm going to do it. Yes. I'm going to get on that one. That's it. Okay. And where would they play? Well, hey, you know what? Coliseum Grounds has this place called the Arena, right? We can use the Coliseum plan to build that. We can take the baseball village from a baseball village, right, to a basketball village. Eric Young says, let's talk about it. You got it. I want a plan, man. All right. I think that's a good note to end. It's 1:40 here, folks. And I'll be back tomorrow. Is Thursday, right? Yeah, tomorrow's Thursday. I'm going to the Falcons game. I'm so excited. Woohoo! Yeah. Thanks, everybody. This has been fun. Lots of fun. I got work to do on top of work. Oh, and by the way, I want to save this for you to think about. 50 years ago, the Kerner Commission wrote a report. Hey, send me a message. You got it. Send me a message, Eric. I want to give you with your phone number. I want to give you a let's see, Kerner report. I'm typing this in Google. Kerner report, black media. Yeah. Okay. This was done March 20th of 2018. Kerner reported 50 runs, the USA Today headline. All right. And it reads, all of a sudden it went away. For an ad, which kind of shows you the state of media, right? Get the news. All right. Let me show you this headline. This is really important to end on. Kerner reported 50. Media diversity still decades behind. All right. That was by Paul Delaney, Special USA Today. Okay. All right. 5 decades ago, President Lyndon B. Johnson appointed a special committee to investigate the racial conflicts that seem to be spiraling out of control across the country. The National Advisory Commission on Civil Disorders, better known as the Kerner Commission, after its chairman, Illinois Governor Otto Kerner, issued a blistering report in February 1968 that condemned rampant and entrenched racism from sea to shining sea. It was warned in one memorable and oft-repeated message: our nation is moving toward 2 societies, one black, one white, separate and unequal. Quote, what white Americans have never fully understood, or what the Negro can never forget, is that white society is deeply implicated in the ghetto. White institutions created it, white institutions maintain it, and white society condones it, the report said, lumping the entirety of Black America into one stereotypical locale, which is how white America viewed it. All right? It says, ironically, Johnson rejected the report he commissioned. Former Oklahoma Senator Fred Harris, the only living member of the commission, attributed the president's snub to a leaker who told him the findings would ruin him. That was all wrong, but the president believed it. Okay? And so he canceled the formal meeting they set up to deliver the report. As if an exclamation point was necessary, 5 weeks after its release, at least 125 calls were aflame following the assassination of Martin Luther King Jr. And this is what was written. The journalistic profession has been shockingly backward in seeking out, hiring, and promoting Negroes. While most Americans were transfixed by the 2 decades reference, journalists fixated on whom the commission partly blamed for the situation, the journalism profession. The report socked it to the press, noting that the overwhelmingly white media had failed to adequately cover the problems of race. All right? So, and it goes on, and talks about the 68 Kerner Commission, okay? And fast forward to 2017. The group survey found that minorities are at 16.6% of newsroom employees. It put the best spin on numbers that it could, saying that the total was only half a percentage point decrease from last year's figure and is still several percentage points higher than the percentages recorded for much of the past 2 decades. And that didn't impress any journalists, okay? And it says, all right, none, all right? So it goes on. And it says that organizations like the Wall Street Journal, CNN, and Fox News declined or did not confirm the race of their executives. And it said that the New York Times established, diversity committees and all that stuff. And it said that nothing seemed to work long term. And the conclusion that this author came to in 1993 cover of News Inc. magazine said white men don't budge, and explored why diversity programs just aren't working. And I will tell you why diversity programs haven't worked in media. From my experience being in media since 1993. Because white people do not want to accept that a black person can be the authority on something. And black people don't want to accept that a black person can be an authority on something, unless, of course, that person happens to be talking about race. That fact is less true today than it was, of course, 50 years ago. But the power of wanting to judge someone is so great within the journalism profession, and so much expressed by those who want to do that who are white, that they never ever give up that position to someone black, and always try to figure out or come up with a faux test to determine whether that person who's black should be in their journalist world. That is one powerful reason among many I call myself a blogger and not a journalist. There's always someone trying to say that you don't belong, or, like, for example, I take on clients to do reputation management for those clients, and I am open about who my clients are. Because Hearst Media Services does the same thing, but they're not open about who their clients are. And guess what? If you go to HearstMediaServices.com and you scroll down to the bottom of the first page, you find that all of the news publications owned by Hearst Corporation, including the San Francisco Chronicle and the Seattle Post-Intelligencer and the Houston Chronicle, are being marketed as if they do reputation management and online marketing, but nobody criticizes them. But I get criticized if I take on a client that's part of traditional heavy industry, okay? And I knew that was going to happen, so I set a trap for the people that I felt were going to do it. The trap was to be open. And in the process, reveal and expose their racism. Because they won't look at the other organizations. I had one person on Twitter say to me, aren't you the guy that said that a Latino was going to buy the East Bay Express? And I said, well, excuse me, wait. And I wrote back on Twitter, are you saying that because someone is Latino, they don't have the money to buy a newspaper? I mean, why was it so important for that person to point out Latino? They couldn't have said, hey, weren't you the guy that said that this fellow was that the East Bay Express was going to be bought by someone or bought? I would say, yeah. But why was the race so important? Because that's the only time I reported that. But they remembered it because the person was Latino. That was an odd sound. Hey, Google, what's the weather outside?
Currently in Fayetteville, it's 51 and clear. Thursday, it'll be sunny with a high of 68 and a low of 44.
It's 51 degrees and clear. Wow, that's something else. At any rate, my point is that there's always some reason why we don't belong. And in the case of when I was doing for the Chronicle, when they had City Brights, yeah, it could be, when they had City Brights, of the 100 million page views City Brights during was like group bloggers on SF Gate, of the 100 million page views, I generated 26 million. Did they report that? No. How do I know? Because I put a traffic counter on my page. Because I knew they weren't looking out for me. In other words, of all the traffic they got, I was responsible for 1/4. And on top of that, Phil Braunstein, the legendary executive editor of the Chronicle and then later of the Examiner and the Chronicle, told me in a meeting, he says, hey, you know what, your name came up. This is in 2010. He says, your name came up in our meeting with the big boss. I said, who's the big boss? Stephen Schwartz. Okay. Says, turns out of all of the areas on the SF Gate website, you pulled in more traffic than anybody else, even over the Daily Dish. And it's because I had developed a new technique of blogging that I didn't tell anybody about. But it was very technically based, data-based, okay? And they thought that I had done something untoward. I mean, listen to this, okay? Listen to this. This is what I got. So Phil didn't think this because Phil wanted me to either run sfgate.com, okay, or be a consultant. He told him, you should hire Zennie. But when Blake Kerner and sat down with me, they said, we're wondering if you were using some sort of like illegal code. That's how they put it. Illegal code. So in other words, I'm a black guy who's figured out how to do something, so I have to be doing something illegal, right? Let me think about that, okay? Think about that. Oh, it gets better, because I made a video about this, and I'm open about all this stuff. And there's some people out there who better pray I'm not way too open, because if I am way open, media, as you know it, will cease to exist. I guarantee you. There's a lot of racism that's going on right now that's got to stop. I mean, this is how bad things have been. For example, I've been on YouTube since 2006, early on. I was regularly called the N-word in comments. It took me 4 years to lobby to get a filter so I could take any word I wanted out of my comments. I am the person that pushed for that. Thank you very much to Ad Age for running my comment. Thank you very much for CBS News Online for running my commentary as well, helping me get the word out. So now the comment filter that exists happened because of my work. So my point is, the reason why we don't have a diverse newsroom is because journalists, in the back of their head, they don't want to be called racist, but they come out with racist ideas, with ideas that just so happen to fit an intelligentsia that's only white. It just so happens to fit an intelligentsia that's only theirs. And then they wonder why they're losing jobs. Okay? Because a lot of their power was vaporware, illusory, based only on the confidence that they had the right idea. It's like when I was interviewing Phil, and I said, so in an internet age, what's going to be the future of the journalist, right? Well, he says we are basically the people, I've heard this from more than one person, who tell you what's important in the news. Excuse me? You, as a person who didn't grow up like I did, white, maybe upper middle class, maybe you're Harvard trained, whatever. I didn't grow, I went to Berkeley, but a number of people who did went to HBCUs, historically black colleges. You're going to tell me that you are going to tell them what the most important story is for them? But that's the thinking that was expressed. Okay? Ooh. That's bad stuff. So that has to go away. That has to stop. There are too many people, too many good people who have been damaged by that. Too many really fine African Americans in media who can't get work because they had a person that worked over them who was white, who gave them a really hard way to go. And many of them don't want to talk about it because they think they're not going to get work. My point is this: build your own stuff. Code, collaborate with other people. Morgan DeBaum, sitting over there in San Francisco, sometimes in Los Angeles, she's got 10.6 million. She established Blavity, media company, black. Okay? So there you go. Hey, good night, Joseph Amenduras. Remember, vlog, man. Vlog your stuff. And on that note, it's almost 2 o'clock. So remember what I'm saying. And by the way, live long and prosper. I'll see you.